Welcome, welcome, welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a really fascinating journey across the pond to a place that, well, truly captures hearts and imaginations, the United Kingdom. We're talking about a nation that's just delightfully diverse, surprisingly beautiful, and brimming with this unique charm. It enthralls visitors, locals too. Our source material for this deep dive, it's a vibrant list highlighting 50 things people apparently absolutely love about the UK. So our mission today is to unpack these different points. We'll explore everything from the truly iconic stuff to the wonderfully obscure, and hopefully uncover that unique appeal that makes the UK so captivating. Think of this as your shortcut, maybe, to understanding that distinctive British essence. It's going to be a bit of a whirlwind journey. Culture, history, quirkiness, all sorts of unexpected delights.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating, I think, is how seemingly really different elements, from ancient castles to modern pop stars, or like a specific type of biscuit to that national sense of humor, how they all interweave. They create this really distinctive national identity. So, as we explore these nuggets of insight, I'd encourage you, the listener, to consider how each one sort of contributes, how it paints a full, rich picture of what makes the UK, well, the UK.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Part one. To really get Britain's enduring appeal, we probably have to start with the heart of its historical narrative, and maybe its most globally recognized symbol, the royal family. It's more than just the grand weddings and the undeniably cute, gorgeous kids. There's something about the monarchy that just draws immense fascination, even if your main exposure has been through brilliant shows like, say, The Crown, which offer a glimpse. The real deal, it still holds this undeniable allure.
And what's fascinating is how the royals, they really embody Britain's deep sense of history, don't they? They're not just figures, they're this continuous thread through centuries of change. Gives this remarkable sense of national continuity. It's a powerful form of soft power, too. Attracts global attention, tourism.
But stepping back a moment, while the fascination is undeniable, I imagine not everyone in the UK feels quite the same way about the monarchy. I mean, what does the source say about those differing viewpoints?
That's a really good point, yeah. While the admiration is widespread, some definitely see it as, well, a costly relic. Yet our sources do highlight how, for many, the monarchy represents stability, tradition. Especially in a world changing so fast, it's complex, it's an evolving relationship for sure. And speaking of history, it is incredible how that sense of it is just visible everywhere in the UK.
Yeah.
Even in the smallest, most remote places, you can often find a pub, maybe a church, a castle, or even just a small house. That dates all the way back to the 1600s. The past isn't just in books here, it's tangible, right there in the everyday landscape. It's true. This deep, visible past gives a unique depth to daily life, I think. Take London, for instance. It's not just a modern metropolis, it's layered with centuries of stories. Its love endures, and for good reason. There's really nothing quite like the excitement, the incredible variety, and that cutting edge culture the city offers. It's a true world city. But what's remarkable is how easy it is to escape it all. When the urban buzz gets a bit much, you just hop on a train. And you can be in the peaceful countryside in, what, less than an hour sometimes.
Oh, definitely. And London is so defined by its visual icons, isn't it? Many of which you could probably tick off in a single day if you were really determined. We're talking Big Ben, Tower Bridge, St. Paul's Cathedral, Buckingham Palace, the London Eye. They're instantly recognizable globally. But for me, sometimes it's those smaller, ubiquitous symbols that really capture the city's charm. Like the iconic red phone boxes, they're practically Instagram props now, right? Even if nobody actually uses them for calls anymore. And the thrill of grabbing that front row spot on the second floor of a double-decker London bus, still unbeatable.
Absolutely. And beyond those really grand landmarks, it's often in places like Portobello Road, in the Notting Hill neighborhood. That's where London's vibrant contemporary pulse really comes alive with its candy colored houses, hip shops, and what's known as the world's largest antiques market. It was probably Insta worthy long before smartphones even existed. And then there's Borough Market. Oh, it's a sensory feast, a Saturday morning ritual for so many Londoners, just brimming with incredible food and amazing vibe, countless spots to eat, drink, just soak it all in.
So, as you picture these grand visuals, these historical touchstones, which ones resonate most with you and why? Perhaps it's the grandeur of the palaces, or maybe the quaintness of some historic pub tucked away somewhere. It's amazing how these visual cues just immediately conjure up such a distinct sense of place. Okay, so from the grand historical narratives and that vibrant urban pulse, let's now transition to something that really captures the everyday rhythm and, well, soul of Britain, its unique food culture, often surprising too. And for many, that journey begins with the sheer indulgence of a cream tea. I mean, perfect scones, clotted cream, jam. Do we really need to say more about this delightful ritual?
Indeed, hard to beat. And then there's fish and chips, a British classic that's truly best enjoyed, I think, out of a newspaper right by the seaside. It's more than just food, it's this working class staple that became a national institution. It sort of embodies those simple, hearty comforts that are really deeply ingrained in British life. And here's a little surprising fact from the sources. The village of Anstruther in Scotland. It's said to have some of the finest fish and chips in the entire UK. Who knew?
Right. Good tip. Now, for a more substantial start to your day, there's really nothing quite like the full English breakfast. It's famous for a reason truly no better or more hearty start to the day. And for a slightly fancier but no less quintessentially British, take on tea.
You have afternoon tea. We're talking these artfully crafted little sandwiches, cakes, scones, washed down with lots of tea, maybe even a glass of champagne, all served as this delightful mid-afternoon social event. Pretty fab, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. And building on that idea of comforting regional specialties, you absolutely have to try a Cornish pasty. It's the ultimate handheld meal, this savory, D-shaped pastry. It's incredibly satisfying and surprisingly varied in its fillings, actually, from the traditional beef and potato to chicken, even curry sometimes. And when it comes to everyday drinks, you have to experience a builder's brew tea. It's called that because it's the strong, no-nonsense tea often made on building sites. Tea bag in the cup, hot water, good splash of milk, 2 sugars. Standard. For extra oomph, grab a custard cream biscuit. But be warned, don't dunk for too long, it will break off. Classic mistake. Ah, yes. And for a truly unique snack culture, you absolutely have to talk about Walker's Crisps, or chips for some listeners. Take the prawn cocktail flavor, for instance. It's just a brilliantly quirky British invention. It sounds, well, adventurous maybe, but you know what? It actually is a surprisingly good idea. It perfectly encapsulates that uniquely British willingness to, experiment with flavors.
And that willingness to embrace new flavors is incredibly evident. If you visit the Curry Mile in Manchester, it's described as the largest concentration of Asian restaurants in the UK. And well, unequivocally home to some of the finest curries in the world. It's just this vibrant testament to Britain's incredible diversity and how global culinary influences have been so warmly embraced and really integrated into the national palate.
So, when you think about these distinct food and drink traditions, from the refined afternoon tea to the hearty builder's brew and the vibrant curry houses, how do you imagine they shaped the social fabric, the daily rituals of British life? It feels like each one comes with its own set of unwritten rules and social connections, doesn't it? Okay, now let's explore Britain's really profound impact on global entertainment. When we talk about music, where do you even start? We're just scratching the surface with iconic artists like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Queen, Amy Winehouse, Adele, Ed Sheeran. The list of globally influential artists just goes on and on.
Oh, it's huge. And it's hard to overstate the history of British rock specifically. I mean, could you imagine the landscape of rock music without the foundational contributions of bands like Pink Floyd, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Joy Division, The Smiths, Blur, Oasis, Radiohead? Their sound shaped entire genres, inspired generations of musicians worldwide. It's immense.
And moving to the screen, the UK has given us so many incredible TV shows. If you've loved The Crown, Downton Abbey, Black Mirror, Luther, Doctor Who, or Sherlock, well, you've got the British TV industry to thank. And speaking of which, the BBC. Arguably Britain's greatest gift to the broadcasting world. It's the oldest national broadcasting organization globally. And what's unique is that funding model. Through the public license fee, it allows it to maintain this fiercely independent editorial line and produce just incredibly diverse world-class content.
And on the topic of unique British TV, I'm always intrigued by how they capture a certain national character in their reality shows. Have you ever delved into things like Come Dine With Me?
Oh, yes.
4 strangers cook for each other. They grade the evening. Winner takes home £1,000 cash. The commentary, filled with that quintessential British sarcasm, just off the charts, hilarious. Or the Great British Bake Off amateur bakers competing to make the best sponge cake. Sounds maybe a bit boring. Absolutely not. It's utterly charming, surprisingly suspenseful, and oddly exciting.
It really is. And it's not just about entertainment either. There's this real appreciation for accessible culture across Britain. The arts, sciences, culture, they're deeply celebrated. And it's striking that world-class places like the British Museum in London are completely free for everyone. It makes you wonder how that shapes their societal values, doesn't it? And of course, Harry Potter, a massive source of national pride, thankfully shared with the entire world.
What's fascinating here, I think, is how this incredible cultural output exists alongside such a deep appreciation for the UK's natural wonders.
Ah.
You have the stunning seaside, everything from golden sands to beautiful pebble beaches, dramatic white chalk cliffs, and then there's the charming countryside. Those green rolling hills, quaint villages, cobbled streets, historic cottages with thatched roofs. The picture postcard charm is simply undeniable, really.
And if you're looking for specific natural retreats, well, Snowdonia National Park in Wales is just insanely beautiful. Even if, yes, it is cold, cloudy, and rainy like 90% of the time. Then there's the Lake District, offering pure peace amidst some of the loveliest landscapes in all of Britain, inspired poets for centuries, that place. And for something truly magical, you have to know about the New Forest ponies. Around 5,000 semi wild ponies living freely in this pristine woodland area, just a few hours outside of London. It's like stepping into a fairy tale. It's incredible how Britain manages to blend its profound cultural output with such a deep appreciation for its natural beauty. How do you think these two seemingly disparate aspects influence each other? How do they create such a unique national identity? Okay, let's dive into the uniquely British character itself now, starting with the accent. I mean, everyone wants one, right? It's seen as charming, sophisticated, and it can come in so many different guises, from RP to all the regional dialects.
Mhm. And expanding on that, the UK is this remarkable melting pot. That diversity is something to truly celebrate. It's a source of immense historical, cultural, and culinary richness,
Right.
especially visible in vibrant cities like London and Manchester. And this feeds into what many call the eccentricity. Britain is, let's face it, a quirky nation, and they seem mighty proud of it too. It's this comfortable embrace of individuality, perhaps.
Yeah, I think so. And that eccentricity definitely fuels the humor. It's famously sarcastic, wonderfully self deprecating, can be an acquired taste, maybe. But it's given us some truly original comedy shows like Faulty Towers, The Office, Little Britain, and brilliant comedians like Ricky Gervais. It often feels like a way to cope with life's absurdities, doesn't it? By laughing at themselves.
It does. And what's truly endearing, I find, is the British love of cues.
Yeah.
They absolutely love structure when it comes to waiting their turn.
Yeah.
It's actually quite polite and orderly most of the time, though I've also heard tales of it being almost too structured sometimes,
Yeah.
leading to this kind of rigid adherence, even when it's maybe not necessary. What's your take? And then there's their famous love of the word sorry. Brits seem to apologize for everything, even when there's absolutely nothing to apologize for. It's a fascinating form of social lubrication, and it all ties into that unofficial philosophy of keep calm and carry on, which isn't just a slogan on a poster, is it? It really sums up a quintessentially British take on life. Maintain composure no matter what challenges you face.
Oh, definitely. And speaking of charming quirks, when the UK gets even the slightest bit of snowfall, it's not chaos, it's something I find quite endearing. The annual snow mayhem, schools close, public transport might halt, and everyone heads to the nearest park for a spot of sledging, or sledding, as many of you might call it. It becomes a sort of national moment of pure, unadulterated joy. It's lovely.
It is. And some other everyday icons that truly stand out. The Mind the Gap announcement on the London Underground, it's just quintessential London. And then there are pub quizzes. You can picture it, right? Settling into a cozy pub after a delicious Sunday lunch, ready to tackle this fiercely competitive quiz with your mates, only to invariably wonder why everyone else seems to know so much more than you do. It's a real social institution.
It really is. But beyond the quirks, Britain has made some truly amazing inventions, things that have profoundly shaped the world. We have Brits to thank for antibiotics, cement, the jet engine, the TV, the tin can, the World Wide Web, and, maybe most importantly for some, the chocolate bar. Just think about the World Wide Web, pioneered by British computer scientist Tim Berners-Lee. It didn't just connect computers, it fundamentally reshaped how we access information, communicate, how we live our lives globally. It's staggering. Not to mention the iconic mini car, a mean little driving machine and a true design icon.
Absolutely. And looking at the larger context, we really must mention their world class universities: Oxford, Cambridge, Imperial, the London School of Economics, UCL, Durham, Warwick. These are institutions globally recognized for groundbreaking research, academic excellence. They attract some of the brainiest students in the world, call them home. Their impact on global knowledge and innovation is just immeasurable.
And finally, a truly national treasure, even if he apparently hates the term himself, David Attenborough. He has delighted generations of Brits with his nature programs, reaching global audiences too, with Blue Planet and Planet Earth. And his powerful quote resonates so deeply, I think. We are at a unique stage in our history. Never before have we had such an awareness of what we are doing to the planet, and never before have we had the power to do something about it. Surely we have a responsibility to care for our blue planet, The future of humanity, and indeed all life on Earth, now depends on us. It's such a powerful call to action, and maybe reflects a deep national connection to the natural world. So, as you consider these seemingly small quirks or these grand contributions, how do you think they all combine? How do they form such distinctive national identity and influence the world in such, well, profound ways? Wow, we've covered a lot today, haven't we? From royal history and stunning landscapes to quirky humor and groundbreaking innovations. This deep dive, we really aim to give you a shortcut to understanding the sheer breadth and depth of what makes the UK so special, so appealing to so many.
And if we step back a moment, maybe a final provocative thought. What does this collection of beloved things actually reveal? Perhaps about the universal human desire for connection, for meaning, for a sense of place. And maybe more broadly, what can you, the listener, learn about defining a culture's identity from this rich, complex example?
We really hope this journey through the UK's unique charm has sparked your curiosity. We'd love for you to consider what elements from this deep dive resonated most with you, or maybe what you might now want to explore further on your own. Until next time, keep diving deep.